Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Echo. It is Saturday. And we've got like a boxing ring? I stand up above the turnbuckle, holding my arms high above my head and flicking my strong tail behind me. Oh, maybe it's pro wrestling. I hear a lot of boos from the crowd, but that's how it's supposed to be. I'm a bad guy, or rudo, as they call it here. I'm not actually a bad guy for real though, it's just an act. The flashing of cameras is a little distracting, but nothing I can't handle. I'm good at keeping cool. I reach up, making sure my mask is secure. Even my muzzle is covered. I can't risk my identity being revealed. Especially in a match against Tigla Santos. He's one of the technicos, the good guys. A real goody tissues. I don't trust him. He's too good. I don't trust people that are too good. They're always hiding something. The announcer shouts in a foreign language that I don't understand, and I growl, flexing my giant muscles toward nobody in particular. Tigra has been staring at me from across the ring the whole time. No showboating though, that's not in his character. At like 7.5 feet tall, I'm totally bigger than him. That's really huge. He's only 5'6", so I could basically eat him for breakfast. The crowds always cheer for the smaller guy though. I don't. The small guys can be just as bad as big guys, and maybe even worse. I look into the crowd. There's like 1,000 people here, which is a lot. Sometimes I wish I could just tell them all the truth. The bell rings. It's time. Hey. Dad yells from the kitchen. I flinch, and it feels like my stomach is suddenly tied in a knot. Not now, please. Dad walks in. He's wearing all camouflage with an undersized scout cap that seems to squeeze his head. What are you doing? I look down at my feet and pick some of the fibres off of the rug. I don't respond. I hear him step in front of me. The crowd chanting on the TV catches his attention and he stops. You know you can't be watching this. And you also know what today is. You're still in your pyjamas? Watching this? Dad lets out a noise I can't really describe. I look up and he's pointing at the TV. He stands there watching for a moment. What's he doing to that other man? It's a reverse suplex. And this is fun for you? You enjoy watching this? I don't know. It was just on. I lie. Dad looks down at me, and I can't tell whether he believes me or not. When I say something, you need to listen. Last night, I told you to be dressed in the clothes I gave you, and to be ready to go by 5. It's over 15 past 5, and you're not even dressed. I'm sorry, okay? Dad sighs, stepping out of the room. His footsteps are heavy, like he doesn't care that Mum and my brothers are still trying to sleep. Next thing I know, he's back in the living room. He tosses another camouflage outfit into my lap and sets a rifle on the couch. When your mother and I talked about sending you up north to your uncle, we weren't joking. Dad? He points again at the TV. And there's certainly no television up there, no violent video games, and no adults that tolerate this sort of behaviour. I ball my paws up into fists, pushing them into my stomach. Don't say anything. Anytime you say anything, it makes it worse. Dad looks at my paws and lets out a strained, amused-sounding grunt. What? You gonna hit me? Do you want to punch me now? Is this what you're learning? Again, he's pointing at the TV. His eyeballs are bulging and his mouth is hanging wide open. The way his hat tugs at his head makes him look different, scrunching his features. I don't know why he's wearing it. It kinda looks uncomfortable. I'm so sick of your behaviour. We are all so sick of your behaviour. I feel my breathing starting to get shaky. Don't cry. Don't give him the satisfaction. Are you sick? He just keeps staring at me, that same expression on his face. I drop Tiga's torso down my knee. It's a backbreaker. The crowd roars. I'm grinning beneath my mask, playing up the part through all the jeering and the hatred. They may love to hate me, but it's still love. Tiga has been getting a lot of good blows in though, actual blows. He stiff arms like nobody's business. I'm a little bloody, but that's okay, I'm tough. That's my thing, I'm tough. I'm really tough. But so's Tigra. He's small, so he's got a lot of finesse and can dodge a lot of my stuff. I climb over the top rope and onto the floor mat below. They always keep a few goodies beneath the ring for people like me. Putting the flap up, I find a pile of long wooden staves. These could cause some pain. I yell out at the crowd and they boo in response. They're really, really bad. Tigra's still groaning, prone on his belly. and as I approach, he mutters something in his native tongue that sounds like a bunch of cuss words. Not so good after all, I guess. Time to get revenge for all those stiff hits from earlier. With a mighty heave, I bring the staff down on Tigra's back. He practically bounces as a lady fan of Tigra in the crowd screams. Realising how hard I'm hitting him now, he quickly scrambles up to his knees. Though, I just hit him right back down. And that's what you get. His shoulder twitches, and he quickly clutches it with his free hand, rolling onto his stomach. More curses. I hit him again, this time on the soft of the stomach. There's no referee to help him now. I hear him gasp, holding up his paw in front of him, trying to protect himself. This time, I hit him in his crotch. Not that there's much to hit. He's got a little penis and balls because he's so small. Mine are huge, of course. I have to wear like a super big cup so that things don't flop around. I'll drop down on top of him, grabbing him by the scruff of his spandex leotard. He whimpers beneath me, his black and orange tile coiled inward between his legs. I lower my voice, speaking in a deep, raspy tone. Don't stiff arm me again, like that or else, Tigla Santos. I think he quivers out I won't. He's probably humiliated now. His eyes are like saucers, looking at me and waiting to see what I do next, like completely at my mercy and everything. I bet he'd be really humiliated if I, unmasked him. And then I'll put him up and hug him in front of everybody. He'd be so ashamed. I'd show them that I'm the real good guy. Maybe he'd like that and feel better. That's fine too. I place my thumbs beneath the bottom of his mask and pull up. Dad's gunshot rings out so loud, it seems to shake the leaves of the nearby trees. Some kind of bird falls from the sky. I think it's a dove, because it's all white and stuff. Or at least, it was white. I actually saw pink mist when the birdshot hit it, like in the movies. The rest of the flock keeps flying, as if nothing had happened. Dad looks over his shoulder toward me, his breathing heavy. I can see little wisps of fog when he exhales. It's that cold. It takes him a while to actually speak. Did you see that? Yeah. He smiles tightly. I got him. Yeah, you did. I'm gonna go grab the carcass. You stay put, alright? Okay. Dad turns back, jogging across the dewy grass toward where the bird fell. I adjust myself some and lean against the nearby tree. I wish I was home. My friends are still probably sleeping in, enjoying their warm, heated houses and all that. I can't focus here. It sucks, but Dad really wanted to go bird hunting. I asked him yesterday why he couldn't just do it alone, and he and Mum just got really mad. I don't even know what sets them off anymore. It could just be the littlest thing, and suddenly everything's all shitty. My rifle's kinda neat, I guess. It's a .22. I played a zombie shooting game at Chase's place that had the exact kind in it. It's really, really loud though. Dad made me wear these big ear protectors, but it's still super intense. I swivel it around my arms before bringing the butt up to my shoulder and looking down the sights. I pretend the bush I'm aiming at is a zombie. I could survive in a zombie apocalypse pretty well, probably. There wouldn't be many zombies in Echo, and nearly everyone in town has guns. I just go to Cole's house. It's already like a fortress, and he has tons of food and games. We'd be set. I hear Dad's footsteps and quickly lower the rifle. That's right, you keep that down. He holds up a pretty messed up looking bird, its neck half missing, and blood still drips from the hole there. You've never eaten dove, have you? No. It's like chicken, but stringier. I raise an eyebrow. Like string cheese, but chicken. Not exactly, but well, you'll just have to try it. Okay. Now, let's see if you can shoot something. Dad steps behind me, placing his paws on my arms and straightening my posture. Now, remember what I told you. Always fire on the exhale. Don't flinch at the kick either. The gun won't smack you if you got a good grip on it and your eye isn't touching the sight. I'm not afraid to shoot a gun like TJ or Cole probably would be. I'm just a little nervous about the recoil. That's all. Suddenly, Dad grabs my shoulders. Look, look, look! He points toward the sky directly above us. A bunch of birds in a V-shaped formation are overhead. Those are ducks. Duck's great. You've had duck before and loved it. Now you can get your own duck. Hurry, get sighted. I scramble to get the gun aimed up and my eye lined up with the sight. Come on. I'm trying. The ducks are already getting pretty far ahead. I can't seem to get lined up right. Give it to me. No, no, I've got it. Next thing I know, Dad's wrenching the butt from my shoulder and bringing the rifle up to his. It only takes him a few seconds to get ready before firing. Just like before, a bird falls back from the flock, plummets into the ground, past the clearing of trees. This time, the flock breaks up, scattering. Dad turns, pushing the length of the rifle against my chest. Take your gun. I clutch onto it with both hands, and Dad starts making his way forward, and I follow. Why didn't you fire? I was gonna. The aiming thing, the sight, it wasn't lining up with my eye. I needed to get it lined up right, or else I was gonna miss. Son. And then he just yanked it away. You're not listening to what I was telling you, just like what I was saying this morning. Dad's voice raises. You just can't do anything like you're told, can you? My fingers grip my rifle tighter, and it's like everything's gone red. I can. You're just being an arsehole. I yell so loud my voice cracks. Dad turns, slapping me so hard it makes my ears ring more than the gunshots do. My face burns, and I growl into the inside of my jacket. A lump forms in my throat, and I try to swallow it down. I'm tough. I'm okay. Who taught you to speak like that? No one. Oh no, I think I know who. It was Flynn, wasn't it? It isn't right for you to hang out with a boy like that. What do you even mean? All the kids around Echo and you cling to the teenage potty-mouthed gay boy. And look what happened. He shakes his head, eyes wide again, like he can't believe what he's seeing when he looks at me. You defy your parents? To sit around at 5 in the morning watching men grope and hit each other? I'm breathing so hard now, it feels like I'm hyperventilating. Fuck you, wrestling's cool and Flynn's awesome. Dad looks downright disgusted now, like he's gonna be sick. The insides of his ears are bright pink with flush, too. You are sick. When we get home, we're sending you up north to the ranch. I don't care if we have to pull you out of school right now. You mean the compound? Now he's clenching his fists, his tail arched and still behind him. Your mother and I have prayed and prayed, but son, why don't you ever leave me alone? You're so fucking bad, you know what, stupid arsehole? Dad steps forward, fists raised. I bring my rifle up and aim at him, and he stops. You're sick. I've never heard Dad speak with so much hate before. That being said, I've never been this angry before either. You're pointing a rifle at your own father. You gonna shoot me, huh? I just don't want you to hit me. I yell so loud, my voice shifts to a shrieking scream, the rifle shaking in my paws. Everything's all blurry, and I can feel my nose running. You deserve to be hit. The words make my stomach hurt for some reason. I throw down the rifle onto the grass and face him. No, you do. You're so awful. I hate you so much. You won't leave me alone, you shit. All you ever do is threaten me and threaten me and threaten me. And Mum doesn't care. No one cares. My throat burns, and I swallow back a blubbering cry. Dad's shaking now. He doesn't even look like Dad anymore. I don't know what in God's name Flynn has done to you. You're just mad because you don't have any friends. You don't even have a job. You suck. You're so shitty. You're pathetic. I've hated you for so long. No one likes you. I run north, tripping over myself constantly, as I barely see where I'm going. Everything hurts. My sides are burning. Nothing will ever be the same again. I can hear him behind me, panting, furious like a feral. I come through the clearing, and then I hear him stop. When I turn around, he's not looking at me anymore. The duck that Dad shot landed squarely on the hood of an abandoned van. Dad looks at the duck, the van, me, and then the sky itself. He sets the rifle down on the ground. What? Next thing I know, he crouches down to his haunches. He rubs at his forehead, his thumbs running along the brim of his too tight scout cap. It almost looks like he's sucking down on his scalp. I can practically see the veins bulging along his temple. He opens his mouth as if to speak, though no sound comes out. Dad's fingers grip at loose strands of grass around his feet, as if they were there to keep him tethered from floating away. I hate looking at him like this. What's he doing? He shuts his eyes. Well, more like he clenches them shut, like he's got shampoo in them or something. Is he praying? Fucking stupid idiot. God's not real, you know. Son. He finally speaks, and he doesn't sound like himself. What? From the hood of the truck, Little rivers of blood splay out from the duck's chest, dripping down the front of the grill. Its eyes are still open, even though it's dead. I always thought that when something died, your eyes closed and your tongue sticks out. It looks like it's staring at me. Dad doesn't respond, but he finally looks up and sees what I'm seeing. He sucks in his chest as if he's been struck. He shuts his eyes again. His whole body shakes for a moment, like he's having an attack. "It's not the same van. It's not the same van," he mutters. I don't want to watch this. I'm about to turn and walk away when I see something move in the back of the van. It's just for a split second, but I swear I see a face through the dusty glass. "Son." Dad repeats himself. "Dad." Again, there's a flash of red like something bouncing up. "Dad, there's someone in the van." Dad says nothing. He won't even look now. There's someone in there. I know it. I wipe my eyes with my sleeve, clenching my fists and stepping closer to the rear window. I smear away the dust from the glass and press the tip of muzzle against the window. Nothing. What the hell? When I step back, Dad's up on his feet again. He doesn't look angry anymore. Just sad or empty, I guess. He picks up his rifle from the ground, holding it sort of limply with one paw. Without a word, he turns and heads back through the clearing from where he came. I stand there for a while, listening to his steps trail off. My gut begins to feel like it's being twisted into a knot. Why didn't he say anything? He always says something. Any other time he opens his mouth, I practically flinch. So why do I feel like this now? He won't actually leave me out here, will he? I cross my arms over my chest, hugging myself. Minutes pass. Nothing happens. It's like I'm rooted in place, constantly wiping my eyes and nose. I just gotta be tough. I mean, I am tough. I just don't know what to do. What the hell am I supposed to do? I hate this. Why did I have to say all that? Nothing will ever be the same again. Even if I get to go home, my parents will just ship me off to live with my uncle in the compound. You know what? Maybe that'll be fine. At least then my parents couldn't threaten me with that anymore. Maybe I'll even like making airplane parts. I don't need video games, TV, or my friends. And that'll be fine, because at least I won't be around them, especially Dad. Still no footsteps. I would hear if he started up the truck from here, I think. I guess he hasn't left yet. Maybe I should start a fire or something. I never could get one going on my own in the past, but it's probably because I wasn't trying very hard. I look around and start gathering any twigs or dry grass that I can find. Everything's still kind of damp, though that shouldn't matter, as long as I rub hard enough. Flynn would probably make a joke about that. Or at least show me what the heck I'm supposed to do. Flynn's the outdoorsy one of the group who knows all this survival stuff by heart. Which is weird, because he's gay and all. He's like the least gay acting gay guy ever. I remember once he told me that liking girls is too girly for him. I guess it makes sense. He's not the kind you see in the movies, or how my parents describe him. I sigh, sitting down and splaying out a little bed of dry grass and twigs with a single cool stone in the middle. After that, I take two of the sturdiest looking sticks and begin to rub them together like they do on TV. Yeah, here I am, rubbing sticks together, and of course, nothing's happening. They're getting kind of warm, but they won't rub right. Not enough friction, I think. I grit my teeth, letting my heavy tail flop down in the soil behind me. I don't even care if it gets dirty now. The pads of my paws are starting to really hurt, so I bite the inside of my cheek. I look down at the pile of twigs, and I think I see a spark. I quicken the rubbing, only for the twig to slip and scrape along the edge of my paw. I cry out in pain as a thin line of blood appears in my fur. Ah! I inhale sharply. This is so stupid, I hate this. I throw the sticks down and cover my face with my paws, sucking on my cut. What am I doing? God, what am I supposed to do? I rock myself back and forth slowly, remembering what the school counsellor told me. Imagine these feelings as a physical thing that you can hold. Then take deep breaths and begin to rip these feelings apart as if they were a piece of paper that you didn't want anymore. Finally, imagine a calm place, a happy place, somewhere you can be alone and at peace. I sniff, making little ripping motions and closing my eyes. And I've won the fight. People in the crowd can't believe it. I look across the sea of faces, and they all hate me. Well, maybe not all. I know there's one on this crowd who doesn't. I see him in the back, where he usually likes to be. Dad's still there, his eyes puffy. Dad, please. You were right, for once. I swallowed back a blubbering sob, wiping snot from my muzzle. It's been so long. I can't take this anymore. Stop it. Things used to be different. He inhales raggedly, tugging at the end of his facial scruff with one free paw. I used to feel things in real time. Now, it's all like a memory of a thing. He continues to stare at the van. Like this isn't happening. It happened. It will happen. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I feel his paw tug tighter on the rifle. No, please stop. I pull back on my end of it. You know you can't stop me. I love you, please stop it. He's not even crying anymore. He's just standing there, only turning to look at me whenever he pulls the barrel of the gun closer to his chin. I wish I was stronger. I really, really wish. Thought I could move away, forget it ever happened, move on, and find redemption in the Lord. It's never that simple, is it? I don't know what you're talking about. My voice is shrill and hoarse at this point. Sometimes I can't even speak. I want to call out for help, but there's no one around. But Eliza had to move back here, and I loved her. So I had to grin and bear it, as they say. He wets his lips. I can't. He rolls his eyes in a strange, exaggerated fashion. Any time I try to escape, be it physical-like or through some other such diversions, it all just keeps coming back to me. Just going in circles. I begin sobbing on his pant leg, clinging to it as I pull hard as I can on the gun. It's never enough. He won't let go. Let's just go home, okay? Please, let's go home. I'm sorry. Dad says nothing. Something stirs from within the back of the van. Even with my vision blurred with tears, it's clearer than it was before. It's the face. Dad begins to move again, bringing the rifle end up to his chin. No, please. I grab Dad's paw, trying to pull his fingers away from the trigger. I yank as hard as I can. No eyes. Find him. Hey, is there any more of that oatmeal you bought left? TJ stands behind the bed, peering down at me. Oh no. Were you asleep? I blink. Chase, I'm so sorry. You were moving around so much, I didn't know. Chase. Right. It's okay, TJ. I push myself up, feeling the bedsheet sticking to the back of my fur. My shirt is drenched and I smell awful. You okay? A concerned look crosses the lynx's face. I'm not sure how to respond. I'll get some water. He smiles at me in that eerily genuine way he does. He turns and walks to the sink. There's a subtle sound of oldies music coming from behind me. It's the suite next door. Sunlight peeks in through the beige drapery, but everything outside is just a pale glow. I can't gauge what time it is. I try to move my paw. It's slow to react. Every piece of my body is tingling with this sort of damp vibration. Sleep paralysis? But I'm awake, and I moved just a second ago. Maybe I'm just dehydrated. I blink again, and little floaties dance in front of my eyes, blobs, swells, and smiley faces that flee whenever my gaze chases them. I let out a long exhale through my nostrils and shift the weight of my tail behind me. Today is Saturday. Today's the day. And isn't it beautiful today? Did I say it out loud? He holds the polystyrene cup directly in front of my muzzle. I can smell it, the water. Way too mineralised, like a foggy calcium broth. But calcium can't hurt you, it's just bones. Like a clockwork automaton, I feel my arm jerk at her eyes, grasping the cup and bringing the contents to my lips. I finish it in 3 swallows. Water. It's been so long since I swam, and I'm starting to feel really in the need for it. Air's fine, but it's just nothing. Water is something. It's got pressure. It hugs you as you move through it. Nobody understands it like we do, I guess. I realise TJ's still staring at me, and I give him a look. Another smile, but this one's a bit more sheepish. With a small grunt, I manage to throw my legs out from under the covers, my feet touching the firm carpet beneath. I rubbed some sleep from my eyes. I slept like 11 hours. Why do I feel like this? Looking around, I notice that the bed next to me is empty. Where's Jenna? My voice comes out higher pitched than I intended, and I quickly clear my throat. She went out. I'm not sure exactly where. I stare at him, my eyes still only half open. We're supposed to go hiking? I mean, she said that she'd still like to. I'm sure she'll be back soon. Why do you want to hike so much? What? TJ frowns. You grew up here, and you hiked all the time as a kid. Should you be sick of it by now? The lynx dips his paws into his pockets, his lips pursed as he hesitates his response. Well, my parents didn't want me going out too far, or anywhere too dangerous. There's still a lot of trails I haven't been on. This is Echo. You can see everything around you for miles. There's not much surprise when you can see the entire trail. Like going through a forest or a big mountain, I can understand some of the appeal. Not this. I sort of raise my arms and gesture to everything and nothing at the same time. TJ meanwhile just shakes his head. I think I understand what you mean, Chase, but hiking isn't about being surprised. So what if you can see what's coming? It's what happens when you're there that matters. TJ smiles again with that same youth pastor-esque vigour. I can tell it's genuine, but there's always that feeling I get that there's something going on behind those blue eyes that's not right. Growing up, I've always chalked it up to his unwaveringly hypocritical dogma in contrast to my whole liking dicks thing, but now I don't know. It was never enough to bother me too much, but I'm starting to wonder if this is what Flynn sees too. Jenna ate the last of the oatmeal. I guess I'll stop by the diner again then. I wanted to check up on Janice anyway. What are you going to have? I don't know, I'm not normally the breakfast type. And when I wake up, everything in my mouth just tastes gross and it kills my appetite. Oh yeah, I get that. TJ nods, turning to move back to the mini fridge. He opens it, staring inside as if looking hard enough would make a fruit parfait appear. That being said, I'm starting to miss the student union food court something fierce. I think I hear TJ chuckle a little bit. You would really like our campus's cafeteria. We got a cereal bar with about 25 different types of cereal to choose from. You can even have your own protein bars and that sort of thing. It's really cool. That actually does sound pretty good, even though my palate sort of tastes like a mix of sawdust and barf right now. The lynx pulls out a wrapped rice treat, peering at it with a squinty expression. That's a creative way of describing that. I'm almost not hungry anymore. He holds up the treat, the blue foil, catching the window light in a bit of a curious way. I'm not sure why this is in the fridge. Oh, I just threw the whole bag of the stuff I picked up at the convenience store in there. Would you like this? Sure, I'll take it. TJ nods, tossing the treat in a gentle arc my way. I almost catch it. Ow. I rub the end of my snout as TJ looks at me wide-eyed. Oh, crimey, that hit you square. Chase, I'm sorry. No, that's okay. I'm still waking up, I guess. I begun unwrapping the foil packaging. I'm gonna eat this and shower, okay? Not at the same time, right? No. Okay, good. Just making sure I didn't hit you too hard, you know? Another sheepish smile. I manage one in return this time. I take a bite of the treat, and to my surprise, it's actually pretty okay cold. After a moment, I notice the little blue light flashing on my phone. New message. A pang of guilt sets in as I realise my first thought is, please don't be Leo. Who is it? Oh, come over, boy. It's Cole. I stare at the message for a good 8 seconds before remembering Cole's shtick. God. Wait, oh shit, that's right, today's the interview. I'll be over soon. I pause. Smiley winky face. Alright, there. I set the phone back down on the nightstand and toss the treat wrapper into the bin beside the bed. TJ glances up at me momentarily. He's also looking at his phone. Cole's got a job interview up in Peyton today. TJ looks up from his phone, grinning. Wow, that's really great. I still remember when he worked at that market shop we used to have on Elizabeth Street. Where's this one? A print shop, I think? I don't know. Cole seemed kinda hesitant to talk about it. Oh, well, tell him that I wish him good luck and that it's always really important that you smile. If you look like you're happy and excited, then interviewers might get that way too. It's infectious, right? Right. I've gotten literally all my jobs just because my parents were friends with somebody who was hiring. I suppose I never really had to worry about interviewing. A noise comes from outside, the sound of jingling keys and the door being unlocked. So, the police finally showed up. Jenna steps inside, giving me a bit of a curious look over when she notices I'm still in my sleepwear. Are they going to do anything? Doubt it. She strides across the room, grabbing a bottle of water from the mini fridge. Why's that? The cops seemed more suspicious of me than anything. She lets out a little sigh of exasperation. They asked me if I'd been taking any drugs. Jesus. I guess they're not used to seeing people our age around here that aren't. I think it was more of an anti-native sentiment than anything. Really? Yeah. Jenna looks back at me. Chase, you really should shower. I blink. What? I noticed when I walked in. This whole room has your oily musk scent. It's not very flattering. I frown deeply, covering my armpits and pushing my tail back over my behind. Alright, I was going to anyway. I rise to a stand before moving to the bathroom. TJ gives me a sympathetic look as I pass. What was that about the police though? I shut the door behind me after stepping inside. With a few quick tugs, I remove my shirt and underwear and then place them on the edge of the counter. At home I just throw them on the floor, but I don't really trust how clean the lino is here. I step into the shower. It gets hot quick, so I fiddle with the handle some. There's some grey fur tucked in the corner, so I'm guessing TJ took one this morning. I bend down and pick up the tiny complimentary shampoo bottle from the rack and begin to lather the contents all over my body. It's not exactly the best for my type of fur, but it'll do for now. Though I still can't shake the feeling that I have cigarette smoke baked into my pores. You know, in comparison to the communal dorm showers, it's actually kinda nice. Contrary to what you might think, they're not as sexy as porn makes you believe. I begin lathering further down. Usually I rub one out during shower time, though at the moment I'm pretty devoid of those feelings. Ever since I got here, back to Echo, I've felt more detached from everything than I usually do. Like all this stuff is going on around me, and I'm just kinda here. Like when I woke up this morning, it was as if I wasn't sure what was the dream and what was real. I don't even recall what the dream was about. TJ distracted me before I could really archive it, or however it works when remembering dreams. There was this feeling of sorrow, fear, and general helplessness. And then all of a sudden, power or agency? I'm not sure how to describe it. It's familiar, but I don't know why. Like strange nostalgia, without all the rose-tinted happiness. Yeah, it was... we went into the dead friend's kind of past. Okay, but I think that'll probably do for this episode. We had a bit of a dream sequence, and it was pretty traumatizing, must be said. And we're going to check out more in the next episode. This is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.